Spend the week with me as we make some delicious homemade, from scratch dinners. Hello family, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I am Vicki and you're with Grammy in the kitchen. So this is day one of a week of meals. We're going to have fried chicken, but I don't have any eggs. I'm not going to the store to get eggs. We're going to flour coat the chicken and then put it in a pan of coconut oil. Might do macaroni and cheese. I haven't had that in a while. And I don't know what kind of vegetable. We'll cross that bridge once we get there. But let's get started on some chicken. So I have about 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour in this cake pan. We're going to put about a teaspoon of salt, about 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and we also have Italian dressing. We're going to put a good tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half. Perfect. Let's get all that whisked in together. That looks good. Let's move over to the stove. So I have the large cast iron skillet with some coconut oil. Let's get that all nice and melty. This is one of our whole cut up chicken that we call fryer parts. It has bone in. We're just going to dredge that in some flour and put it in this coconut oil. So I have the flour and the chicken. Just going to dredge it into that seasoned flour. Make a mess on my countertop as we do it. I have the stove on a medium low, but very, very close to the medium. And I'm putting skin side down. Legs don't really matter because there's skin all the way around those, but the rest of them I'm putting skin side down. Oh, that is warm. We're going to do 4 at a time. So I don't want to crowd this pan. I'm going to go ahead and get the water ready to cook some macaroni. And we have the oven preheating to 350 degrees because we're actually going to finish cooking these in the oven. Go ahead and get the second batch in there. The water for the macaroni is boiling. I do like to salt the water, and I have 8 ounces of macaroni going in. So all the chicken pieces have been browned. We're going to put them in a 350-degree oven until the temperature reads, for white meat needs to read 160, for dark meat 175. The chicken has been in the oven for 19 minutes. I have not temped it yet. We're just going to leave it alone while we work on the macaroni and cheese. We're going to put a good tablespoon of butter into our saucepan. Let's go ahead and just add some salt and some pepper. We're going to melt our butter and add flour to make a roux. Tablespoon of fat, in our case butter, to a tablespoon of flour. We're going to slowly add in the milk. That's probably about 1.5 cups of milk. We're going to let that milk warm up and thicken from that roux. I want to go ahead and start tempting the chicken. It's been in there for 23 minutes. We don't want to touch a bone. All right, that piece of breast meat is 170. That is good. Let's check a dark meat. And that is well over 180. I think we're good. I do want to check a leg also. And when you're tempting meat, you want to make sure you're not hitting a bone or going completely through it. You want as much as that thermometer in the meat when you're tempting it. That is well over 180 degrees. I think we're done. Oven off. We're going to let it sit right here. Let it cool just a bit so the juices can get redistribute through the meat. I do want to check this piece of breast meat right here. Oh yeah, way over 170 degrees. Perfect. And this big monstrous one over here. Okay, I think we're good. The oven is turned off, but I'm gonna put it back in the oven just so it can stay warm. The husband had to go run an errand, and I just want to be nice and hot when he comes back. Oh yeah, that's thickening up beautiful. Can you see that? Let's go ahead and add this bag of pepper jack cheese. I think it might be 1.5 to 2 cups. We grated this cheese together the last Azure order we got. Keep it in the freezer. It's perfect. Do want to taste it for salt and pepper. It's pretty good. Does need just a tad bit of salt. 8 ounces of cooked macaroni going in. Look at that cheesiness. It's beautiful. Yummy. Turn the burner off. And we're going to put the lid on it and wait for the husband. And that is what we're having dinner tonight. Fried chicken and macaroni and cheese. The fried chicken was 8 pieces. We don't have the wings in this batch because we put that in with our chicken wings when we cooked those last weekend. So this is 2 legs, 2 drumsticks, and 2 breasts that we cut in half for 4 pieces. So this is 8 pieces. This is enough for the husband and I to have for dinner tonight, lunch tomorrow, possibly dinner tomorrow night. We'll see. If not, we'll cook something else. See you tomorrow on another week of meals. Oh, hello family. So the breakfast casserole we made a couple days ago lasted us for 2 whole days. We had breakfast for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the last 2 days. We had the French toast, we had our breakfast sandwiches, and we also had that breakfast casserole that we ate. Breakfast casserole is gone. We still have French toast and English muffin sandwiches in the freezer. We're good there. But now it's time to make dinner again. If you want that recipe on how I made that breakfast casserole, I'll put a link right there on the last video. But let's get started. So we're going to make a shepherd's pie. Super simple ingredients. We have a pound of ground beef, maybe a cup and a half of frozen mixed vegetables. It's corn, carrots, and green beans. We have about a half a cup of frozen diced onions, 1 of our garlic pucks. I have about 7 of our frozen mashed potatoes. That's 7 servings. We have some turkey chicken stock and some chicken broth powder and Worcestershire. Let's move over to the stove and get this meal started. I'm making it in the large cast iron. That way I can just put in the oven in the same pan. Let's go ahead and get this pan screaming hot. I'm going to be using an organic grass-fed ground beef. It's 85/15. I'm not big on beef. If you watch any of my videos, you know that. But the organic beef, I can handle. We'll put a drizzle of olive oil. And we're going to saute our onions, the garlic, then we'll add the ground beef. We're going to go ahead and add the onions. We're going to go ahead and add the garlic pot until we can start smelling the aroma of the garlic, which will not take long at all. One pound of beef, We're just going to cook that until the ground beef is done. Go ahead and add some salt and pepper. So I have an 85-15 ground beef, but it's not producing enough fat for me, so I'm going to add about a teaspoon of butter. And about a tablespoon of flour. We'll add a tablespoon of the chicken broth powder. And 1 cup of broth. Tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. 1½ cups of mixed vegetables. Let's give it a taste, see if it needs any seasoning. Oh, flavor is really good. Just needs a little bit of salt and pepper. And if you don't have mashed potatoes like I have in the freezer, just boil you about 2 pounds of potatoes, make mashed potatoes out of them. We'll be fine. This is one of our new favorite things to have in the freezer. Frozen, ready to heat and eat mashed potatoes. So we got the oven preheated to 350 degrees. We just need to bake this until the potatoes thaw, because they're still frozen. Then it'd be time to have dinner. This would also make a great freezer meal. Just make it just the way we did. Put the potatoes on top. If you have frozen potatoes, just put those on top. Wrap it up really well in a casserole dish, not in a cast iron dish, because they're too heavy to be in the freezer. Let's just face it. All you have to do is take it out of the freezer, put it in the refrigerator overnight, let it thaw just a bit, put in the oven. Presto, you've got dinner. You can make a double batch, a triple batch, a quadruple batch. Put them in your freezer. When you can find ground beef on sale in your area, frozen vegetables go on sale periodically throughout the year. That's when you start stocking up those items. That way you know you can make a freezer meal or even have a fresh cooked meal every night in your house. Shepherd's pie is super simple. Just some vegetables, some ground meat, and some potatoes. Presto, dinner. The shepherd's pie is done. It took us less than 30 minutes to put it all together because we had mashed potatoes in the freezer and it was in the oven for 30 minutes. Family, it smells so good. Oh, family, look at that. It smells delicious. Isn't it gorgeous? Super easy, one skillet meal because we had the mashed potatoes ready. We're looking for the perfect bite with some potatoes, some ground meat, some of that good sauce we made, some vegetables. There we go. We got a perfect bite there. Oh, that is so good. Family, that is really good. So we'll have that for dinner tonight and lunch tomorrow. And then tomorrow we'll have to make something else for dinner. Tomorrow is actually going to be Friday. Thinking I want to make a soup. We'll see. Because I have big plans this weekend in the kitchen. I have big plans in the kitchen this weekend. And I'll need something that's going to carry us over all weekend so I don't have to worry about making a meal while I'm doing the big plans. I'm bringing you along, don't worry. But I'll see you tomorrow when we make another delicious dinner. Another day, another meal. Today we're going to have chicken parmesan. I took a pack of our 4 chicken thighs out of the freezer yesterday, put in the refrigerator, pulled them out of the refrigerator this morning and let them thaw completely. We're going to de-skin and debone those chicken thighs. I have some linguine, have water on the stove coming up to the boil to cook the linguine, plus our homemade pasta sauce. Today is Friday. I need to go pick up my milk and eggs today. So I had a little bit over a half a gallon of milk. So I went ahead and made mozzarella and ricotta cheese with that. We're going to use that in our dinner today. Let's go ahead and get started. So the water is on the stove boiling. We need to go ahead and de-skin and debone these chicken thighs. We want to go ahead and weigh out 10 ounces of the linguine. Perfect. The rest of this I'll put into the pantry, the pasta back stock. So we got our 10 ounces of spaghetti. 10 ounces of linguine. This is the chicken thighs we bought while they were on sale. Portion them out into 4 per package. Remove all the skin and as much fat as possible. I'm going to cut them up into little strips and then do the rest of them, and then we'll move on to the stove. Now if you want to save money in your kitchen, it is cheaper to buy bone-in, skin-on chicken and debone it yourself. Not only are you saving money by doing it yourself, but you're also getting the bones that you can just keep putting in the freezer and make homemade chicken broth. I always say that's free food. This is the chicken bones that we save for chicken stock. I'm going to save all my bones. Put those in here. So this is backbones, wing tips, chicken leg bones, chicken thigh bones, just everything chicken. Okay, let me get the kitchen reset, wipe our counter down, and we'll move on to the next step. So I have a cake pan. I'm going to add about a cup of flour. Let's add a teaspoon of salt, about a half a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder. This is the Italian dressing mix. You can use Italian seasoning if you want, or just make a blend yourself. It's fine. We're going to put a good tablespoon of Italian dressing mix. Blend that together very well. Let's put our chicken thigh pieces in here. Get them all nice and coated. All right, wash my hands, drain the pasta, and we'll move over to the stove. I am out of coconut oil. I do have some coming on my next Azure order. So we're going to use avocado oil. So I want to be able to cover the bottom of the pan, maybe a quarter of an inch. Once the oil is hot, we'll go ahead and put in the chicken thighs, fry those up just a bit, and then we can move on and make this delicious casserole. Let's go ahead and place our chicken. We're going to do half at a time. Alright, that looks about half. We're going to cook this for about 5 minutes on one side. Turn them and cook them for additional 5 minutes. And now we're going to cook the second side for an additional 5 minutes. Repeat the process until all the chicken is cooked. Then we're going to go ahead and build that Parmesan dinner. Go ahead and take the first chicken off of the pan. And go ahead and start the second one. Repeat the process. 5 minutes on one side, 5 minutes on the other side. This dinner's going to come together super, super fast. We're not going to save the flour because the flour has been contaminated with raw chicken. So I went ahead and made some homemade fresh mozzarella last night. Since we're going to pick up milk today and I had milk left over, I'm just going to go ahead and shred this. And we're going to use this cheese on our dinner. Go ahead and hand shred the rest of that. All right, so we have mozzarella. The leftover whey, I turned into some ricotta. We probably have about a half a cup of ricotta. We're going to use that also. I'm going to put the ricotta in here, mix that really well together. You don't have to put the ricotta in your sauce. We had the ricotta. It's a good use for leftover whey. Just make some ricotta, and then the whey from the ricotta, I actually water my plants with that. So I went outside and gave all that delicious whey to the carrots. Put a little bit of avocado oil in our casserole dish. Give that a good swish. Cooked linguine. We're going to add half of this sauce. Get that mixed in really well with that linguine or any pasta of your choice. We had the cooked chicken thighs, lightly breaded with some Italian dressing seasoning, salt and pepper, garlic, and onion powder. We're just going to place those right on top of the pasta. Oh, that was a perfect amount for chicken thighs. Deboned, de-skinned, cut up into bite-sized little pieces. Well, it's more than a bite size. All right, let's place some sauce right on top of that chicken. Yummy, family. And the mozzarella right on top. Now this will be a great freezer meal. You can stop right here and cover it with aluminum foil, wrap it up really good with plastic wrap, stick it in your freezer, and you have a freezer meal for the future. But we're actually having this for dinner. So when it's time to eat, I'll put it in a 350-degree oven with aluminum foil on top to heat it up. Then once everything is nice and warm and the chicken is hot, remove the aluminum foil and continue cooking until the cheese gets bubbly and ooey and gooey. But dinner is ready. Get the kitchen reset. and then we'll have dinner. Dinner is ready. Look how that cheese melted. That is so beautiful. So we covered it with aluminum foil, put it in the oven for 30 minutes, took the aluminum foil off and cooked it for additional 20 minutes. And dinner is ready. This will make a great freezer meal. Just put aluminum foil on it, wrap it up really well with plastic wrap, stick it in your freezer. Then when you're ready for chicken parmesan, you could take it from your freezer, put it in the refrigerator. The next day or 2 days after that, remove the plastic wrap, put it in the oven, let it come up to temperature. We're dealing with chicken thighs, so it needs to get up to 175 degrees. Take the aluminum foil off and let that cheese melt and turn beautiful golden brown. Yummy. This is a very inexpensive meal. We made our own pasta sauce. We got the pasta when Kroger had it 10 for $10. Chicken thighs are always on sale, right around 99 cents a pound. We buy it with the skin on, bone in, and we do it ourselves. Saves money. The mozzarella, we have leftover milk at the end of the week. We just make homemade mozzarella, turn the whey into ricotta cheese, so there's no waste of good quality milk in this house. I hope you will take some of these techniques and put them in your house. Practice these money-saving tips on how to feed your family on a budget. If you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up. While you're at it, please subscribe. I would love to have you part of the Grammy family. I hope these recipes inspire you to get in your kitchen, make a delicious homemade from scratch meal, and save money at the same time. Right over here, you're going to see 2 videos. Go check those out until the next upload. Until then, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, family.